All right. Man, I'm doing this at the 11th hour. It's the last, yeah, it's 11:17 p.m., right before midnight on May 31st. Um, I meant to do it a few days ago, but kind of ran out of time. You know the drill. So, um, I think I can keep this short. Um, Not a lot happened in May. It started off with a bang. May 1st, Tainan May Jam, which was awesome. Electric Monk, we went down and played, and I feel like May Jam this year was a better setup. The stage was in a different area, and I liked it more. It made it feel like more of a show. The audience was kind of hemmed in. So last year when we played May Jam, the stage was in a huge open field, and so even though there was probably like 200 people there when we played our set, it felt like there wasn't anyone because they were all way out in the distance. This year, I feel like there was probably the same, about 200 people, but it felt a lot more of it just felt like a better atmosphere because um, a lot of people were sort of forced to be crowded in front of the stage, and a lot of people were into it, and we could vibe off them, and I just enjoyed it so much more. Um, yeah, so okay, that was May Jam. Then the very next day, I had to come back to Taipei very quickly for Lily's farewell show. Lily has gone back to America. I can't believe it. It's been like almost a month now. And allergies. Lily had asked me to play one of the songs that we wrote together, and her show was great. It was awesome. So that was May 2nd. Amazing farewell show. Lots of people, packed house at Oldie Goodie. Um, our song went well too. I was happy pretty much with how I played. Um, yeah, fun time. Okay. Then I had two potential shows towards the end of May. Both fell through, which fine with me. However, I guess in addition to those shows falling through, one thing that affected me greatly was the fact that um, I was juggling the band lineup for Project Maximus. And so a Taiwanese guy named Sean, who has drummed for Axel's band in the past, I talked to him about playing with me. And I'm gonna, this is exactly what happened. I'm saying this because it makes me feel a little bit better. He, he was like, maybe, I don't know, uh, give me a few days to think about it. When I asked him if he'd want to play for some upcoming shows, I told him I have recordings of all my stuff. Take a listen. Maybe it's the fact that I have the recordings, but I'm thinking also it's the fact that my recordings are so good that I sent him the recordings. Yeah, send them to me. Let me listen. And then right after I sent him the recordings, he wrote back very soon after and said, "This is so good. Yes, I'm in. I'll play." So I had a little confidence boost. And I have known this. I have found this to be the case. Something I haven't talked about before, but I think I wasted a lot of time and money making these amazing recordings that I didn't do anything with. Um, and now, for the first time, I found some utility in that. And I was like, since coming to Taipei, in retrospect, I have realized that the recordings really helped me get musicians. I've had a much easier time than perhaps I might have had if I was not working with these recordings. So yeah, I pretty much have been able to get really great musicians to want to play with me. So, all right, Sean was gonna be my drummer, and then there was some miscommunication, so he couldn't do one of the gigs, and so I was like, I gotta juggle this, I have to get. Anyway, I did get accepted to the Battle of the Bands that is happening in June 6th, and so that was kind of the target thing. There's this really amazing guitarist and singer named Edu who was working on something with Axel, and so Axel said, "Why don't you ask him to play drums for June 6th?" And I was trying to get. I reached out to two other drummers who I knew from before and who I knew can play my stuff well. Didn't hear from one of them. I think I just pestered him too much that he's kind of gone dark on me. But he's long expressed wanting to play with me. But anyway, so that didn't work out. And the other route I took, I finally got the nerve to reach out to this really amazing musician who's like in another level, another stratosphere of popularity. And so I normally don't reach out to people who are like, kind of famous. But I tried. So I reached out to him, and he remembered he's met me before. He's actually heard some of my songs before. So he told me he's very interested, but he's too busy to take on any projects until August. So he's like, reach out to me after August. So both of those didn't go anywhere. And so I went with asking this guy, Edu, who is an amazing guitarist, but drumming is not his primary instrument. And he said, yes. I sent him the stuff. Our first rehearsal fell through. So literally today was our first rehearsal. So had I done this update yesterday like I wanted to, then this is what I'd be looking at. So let me just tell you about what's coming up. May was just the first 2 days of May, 2 shows. That was basically all of May, all that happened in May. And then looking ahead to June, so this would have been, I would have been like, okay, tomorrow, which is today, tomorrow I will be rehearsing with Electric Monk. I will be rehearsing for the very first time ever with this new drummer for Project Maximus. We're going to rehearse, then we're going to play at this open mic at Irrigation, and then we're going to try and do the show next Saturday. Thankfully, it's a Battle of the Bands. We only get 15 minutes. So it's a very short set. I picked 3 songs that I think fit together really well. They're all in English because this is a Canada Chamber of Commerce event, and they told me when I asked, they said, yeah, you should focus on English if you can. So I picked 3 English songs. I think I have reason to be excited for the set. So we rehearsed, and I would say it went about as well as you can hope for a first rehearsal. Unfortunately, that's our only rehearsal, but it went well. A few things that could be better. I don't know if I talk to Edu about it, I don't know if we can fix those things. So I may not even just say anything to him until after next weekend. I don't know. There's a chance we'll do another open mic on Thursday night. If we do, I will tell him those things and see if we can implement it in that next run through. If not, I won't say anything. We're just going straight into the Battle of the Bands. So, all right, Battle of the Bands. So let me just talk about that. Battle of the Bands is next Saturday. Electric Monk is in it. There's 8 bands, and Electric Monks is competing, and Project Maximus is. And so hopefully I have one of these 2 bands will get through. I believe they're going to select 3 out of the 8 bands to then be the winners, and we will perform at Canada Day. And so from what I've heard, Canada Day is a huge festival. Google, whether this is true or not, I don't know, but Google says Canada Day in Taiwan is the largest celebration of Canada outside of Canada. Google also said that 9,000 people attended the event last year. So this would be my biggest audience ever if we can get through, and they actually have that many people at our performance. Then that would be amazing. I don't know, maybe 9,000 people attending Canada Day means when the band performs, there's like 1,000 people there, maybe. So that'd be great still. I'm making this long like I always do, but I'll just do a little short story time. The guy who is running this event or involved in running this event is the guy I think I mentioned last month, the guy who reached out to me and asked me to come compete in the Battle of the Bands. I actually first heard of him a year ago, more than a year ago. It was probably like a year and a half ago. And at the time, he asked me, he said, "Hey, I got your name from somebody. I'm reaching out because I want to know if you want to play at Canada Day, play violin." And he was like, "Our headlining band needs a violinist. Are you available?" And I was not available because I was leaving Taiwan the day before Canada Day last year. Again, he reached out to me way in advance, like 4 or 5 months before last year's Canada Day. So I couldn't do it. I got the impression from him as we just had a short chat online that he felt like I need to cancel or reschedule my flight. Granted, it was early. It was like 4 months away. People don't always book flights that early. I'm unusual. And I got the sense that he was like, "What is wrong with you? You're a musician. You want a big break. Make yourself available for this. I'm offering you something." So I don't know. I just got that sense from him. Whatever that conveys to you in terms of his personality or whatnot. I just got the sense that this guy was saying, "Hey, I'm giving you a chance to play Canada Day. You should take it. You should do whatever you can to take it." So I didn't. Obviously, I didn't do it. And now this year I have a chance to do my own stuff there if we can sound good and get selected. So I'm happy about that, doing it on my own terms. I don't know if this guy was just talking it up undeservedly or if it really is a great opportunity, but they are setting the stage to make it seem like it's a great opportunity, and all these bands are fighting for that opportunity. So anyway, so we're looking at June. This is what I have, and let's hope I update you in a month and tell you that we won Battle of the Bands. We did a show in front of thousands of people. I hope that's what I'm here to do. One other thing to look out for June is Ruko Meoni, my first Mandarin song in Mandarin, will release in June 26th, I believe is the date. And so if that happens, not if it is going to happen, we're going to try and promote it. We're trying to make a big splash out of it. If that works out, then I will, that song will be, help. It'll be a good June. And then that song will come out the day before Canada Day. So we'll see in a month when I do the update. Either I'm going to be super pumped about how well my song release went, how well the promotion went, and the fact that we got into Canada Day and performed. This could be a great month. This could be a really great month. But nothing's decided. I may fall flat on my face and the promotion may suck and the song may come out and nobody listens and I might not get into Canada Day. So we'll see. But that's the hope. So anyway, this entire video really was just to say, look out for June. Hope things happen. We'll see. this past month in May, just the two shows, and then I guess I'll also mention that I released a song. I mean, makes sense. I'm releasing a song a month now. I didn't do much promotion compared to that first song in April that came out. I don't know. I don't know what that says about me or the situation. I just didn't feel the drive or the energy to do the same amount of promotion as before. I don't think it would have been any more effective than the first one anyway. But I do feel like guilty that I didn't. Didn't. Yeah, I feel like I'm supposed to do everything I can, and I didn't. So part of me feels like I left a lot out on the. I left a lot on the table and didn't really try as hard as I could have. All right, but I'm not gonna do that for June. For this Ruko Meoni, I'm gonna be willing to put it all on the line. We're gonna try and promote hard, and I will let you know at the end of June what happens. Is that all? Is there anything else? May and June. Something else popped into my head, but I forgot. No, I did karaoke in Taiwan for the first time ever. Went to meet up with a friend, and then he had like a whole crew of like 15 people at karaoke. So I went. A lot of like they're all locals, although some are Taiwanese American, but they were all like Taiwanese and singing a lot of Mandarin songs, a lot of Taiwanese songs. Taiwanese Mandarin songs, but also Taiwanese songs, and I realized one that Mandarin songs that at least that are popular right now amongst this crowd of people going to karaoke and sing, they have a lot of words. Like they say a lot. And I don't in my Mandarin songs. I don't say a lot. I don't have a lot of lyrics. Like Ruko Meoni is literally 2 lines of a verse, and then 2 lines of a second verse. Now the chorus is kind of long, but still, I really don't go anywhere. It's like I say one thing and then that's it. I don't know. I feel um, a little bit vulnerable, and not. I just feel like a little bit lacking. Anyway, all right, this is getting long. I didn't even mean to have a long, but karaoke. I realize a lot of songs in Mandarin say a lot. And they're able to say a lot in a very condensed format. I don't think I'm going to change what I do, but just an observation. And the second observation is that they don't seem to care that much about the phrasing of the melody in regards to how the lyrics are sung. Like, I don't know. I feel like my songs, I cared a whole lot more. I was so careful working with Kelly, my wife, and also working with my Mandarin tutor, and how I like phrase the melodies going along with, which words I accentuate, which words are longer and shorter. And then at karaoke, like all these popular Taiwanese songs that were being sung, it's like they do all these awkward, like they accentuate characters that shouldn't be stronger, and then it's just like it's just weird. So yeah, I think all of this to say that I don't need to think so much, don't need to be in my head so much. I yeah. I think this happens in English music as well, the English catalog. Like in the 80s, 90s, 2000s, people wrote music and lyricists really took time to care for how the lyrics fit into the melody. And then I even audited a Berkeley songwriting course where like course where assignment and exercise after exercise, assignment after assignment, each multiple across multiple days was really about how to adjust your lyrics and how important it is for the lyrics to not feel awkward and forced when they're sung. And then I think in recent years, that's kind of gone out the window, and a lot of popular music in English just it's like, this is what I want to say, and this is the melody I want to sing, and I don't care how they go together. I'm just gonna do it. And maybe that's also what's happening with Mandarin. So, all right, Cantonese. As far as I know, Cantonese still is all about like being very careful with how the tones fit with the melody and the phrasing. But maybe that's not. Maybe Cantonese is also not that way anymore. I don't know. But according to Kelly, it still is. But Kelly doesn't really know the current catalog of Cantonese music, so who knows? And speaking of which, I'll wrap it up with this. I did start writing my song about Hong Kong. I started writing it in Cantonese. I very quickly gave up. It's just really hard. And then Kelly doesn't make matters any better because she's always very critical. So, which is a good thing, but it just was very demoralizing. I was like, it's going to be impossible for me to write an entire song in Cantonese the way this is going, because instead of helping me, she was just telling me, no, you can't do this. This is not good. That's not good. There's no way. Don't do it. She was very discouraging. but the way we work, it's fine. The way we work, actually, I think it made the result better, because now I know what I'm going to do, and what I'm going to do is basically keep working on this, refining it until it's shining like a diamond, and that Cantonese lyric is going to be my chorus. I'm kind of circling around it right now, still trying to make it good. But once I get it, that's going to be the chorus. So my Hong Kong song will have a Cantonese chorus, and then the rest of the song will be in English. Okay. And there we go. But that's on the back burner now, because I think I'm not going to record that song this summer. I'm going to wait till I come back to Taiwan and record it here in the fall. So I don't need to rush to get it done. So yeah, but yeah, there's this Cantonese chorus in my head. And that's it. And lastly, the shirt, GKO went to see his recital this weekend. He's a contemporary pianist who writes and improvises a lot and writes his own music. Usually very, I would say, he's modern. He writes modern. I guess modern. It's contemporary classical, but I guess you could say it's modern as well. Modern style. Modern meaning like 20th century. But nah, I don't know. No. I don't know. I'm so tired. I'm not making sense right now. He has a lot of impressionist sort of playing. But he's very good. I discovered him 6 years ago online on Clubhouse, the app. And I listened to his recital then. And I came to his recital in person this weekend. Got his very expensive shirt to support. Very, very expensive artist shirt. And I found that it's made by this brand that's supposed to be a very high-end luxury brand, FDMTL. So anyway, GKO. GKO is the very first artist that I ever supported, as in gave money to when I heard him playing on Clubhouse, I gave him $10 for his performance, and I'll remember that always as the first time that I got to feel good about supporting an artist. Since in recent times, I did support artists when I was in college. Go back 22 years or so. All right, I'm tired. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. This has gone too long. I'm sorry. I should have just jumped to it, which was June. This next coming month. I can't believe I've talked so long about a month, about May, where admittedly very little happened. And now this is like one of my longest updates because I want you to know about what's coming up in June. And we'll see if I'm happy or I'm sad or in between at the next update. All right. This is I'm on the verge of potentially the best month in music that I'll have to date. We'll see. I don't want this pressure, man. So if it doesn't go well, just know maybe that like it's just a constant build. And so if June doesn't go well, I will have these same opportunities again sometime in the future. And then the more I get, the more chance I have to give you a great update. All right, that's it. Peace. Thanks for following me. All right, on this journey. Bye.